I'm just going to ask you to start. All right, so we have an interesting story. These people were choosing not to give their names right now, but can you just tell us what's going on? Talk a little bit loud because it's just so crazy.
We're elected pledge delegates for Bernie Sanders, and we were really troubled on our way in on the train when just now coming in for the roll call vote. There was a lady who had a delegate credentials that was given to her by her father, and so she could come in and vote however she wanted to vote. So you have an elected delegate that is pledged to a particular candidate who passed his credentials off to his daughter to allow her to actually...
So he's not coming today,
he's
supposedly?
Not coming. This is his credentials for his vote. It's a credential for a delegate to get down on the floor to vote.
So it's quite an accusation. So you're certain that this person is not here? They gave his credentials, he gave his credentials, which do not have names on them, right?
Correct.
Yeah, they do not have names on them. Okay, keep going.
So we asked, and to find out, what her intentions were and how she was going to vote.
Right.
And then after that, we of course separated ourselves a little bit and started talking about this. That you're elected by the people of a particular district to represent their votes, and here you've got somebody who's given credentials who is free to vote however they feel that they want to vote. So at that point, you could rig or set up an election however you want to do that, because these people aren't bound to do anything by the people that originally elected them in the first place.
Do you have any input on this? No? So what do you think about approaching that person and asking, me approaching that person? I wouldn't say anything.
I mean, we asked the question, and she was a little flustered about that, and I don't want to attack her, because obviously she's living the experience that is supposed to be positive, but I find it
seems pretty fraudulent.
Absolutely. I mean, it's degrading the democracy that the whole process is supposed to be about.
If you're okay with it, I would have no problem approaching her, being completely respectful, not making her feel bad.
We did.
But
we asked her how she felt about voting.
But approaching with her, recording this, saying if you I don't know, permit me or whatever, or point her out to me, I think that would be a very interesting thing to do.
Oh yeah, I feel that it's completely inappropriate, and in my opinion, it should be illegal. I mean, justice isn't being served. The people's voice aren't being heard because things like this are able to happen.
Okay.
We actually brought up another question. This led to another one, and that is, there are roughly, when you do a voice vote, there are roughly 25,000 people in this building. You've got ushers, you've got vendors, you've got everybody else. So how are the 5,000 delegates that are on the floor able to accurately be...
And then you have 1,900 Bernie delegates.
Correct. So, I mean, even if we wanted to oppose a particular motion, how are we able to accurately do that when we're supposed to be going up against 2,300 other delegates, when in fact we could potentially be going up against 15,000 people?
Oh, I think it's way more than 15,000.
With all of the pomp and circumstance going on, of course everybody's getting involved. So because everybody's getting enthusiastic and all the signs and everything are going around, at that point the process is flawed to begin with on a voice vote. And in a forum like this, it should be a closed door vote for just the delegates when there are motions on the floor.
So if you find it appropriate, I would really be happy to approach that person and ask, not make her, be really, as respectful, but I would think that we would be worthy of doing.
What state was she from?
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
She's from Pennsylvania. Do you know where that delegation sits?
I don't.
Okay, but you could point her out to me, or somehow describe
it? You guys are from Pennsylvania, right?
No, we're from Jersey.
Yeah, I don't know where the Pennsylvania is sitting. But
how do we find this person?
A younger gal, blonde, probably 150, 160, long blonde hair, in mid-20s.
All right, so I need you to be visible to me, but you don't have to be close if you want to stay anonymous.
I'm going to be sitting on the very edge of the stairs, on the 108, 109 stairs in the Kansas delegation.
And is that near Pennsylvania by chance?
No, we're behind West Virginia and in front of Idaho.
Okay. I need to cut off talking to someone right now, but I'm going to do a follow-up, and I would like to hook up with you, find out who this person is, and confront them. Because
Absolutely.
This is genuinely not a good
It's
thing.
the most egregious thing I've seen, and I've seen a lot in the last couple of days. But to me, I think that is hands down the biggest flaw I've seen in the whole process. I mean, you've got Nevada all over again, tenfold at this point.
All right. So we've been going for 5 minutes. So I'm going to have my conversation, and then I'm going to do a follow-up. We got to connect contact information somehow, and then we're going to find out some more about this. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
All I ask is at this point is whatever gets released, make sure I am able to make my vote. Don't get my credentials jeopardized before the vote, please.
So we could do this after roll call. It really doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to be there for any of the other stuff. So as soon as roll call vote's done, I'm getting up and walking out.
So I will wait till after roll call.
Absolutely.
And I'll hook up as soon as. Let's see, you're at Kansas.
Yes.
As soon as Kansas is done, we'll make it happen.
Well, I'm waiting for the gavel. I'm waiting for the entire roll call vote, and then waiting for the gavel.
For the final decision.
Once the final gavel's done, at that point the vote is over, and then my credentials are at this
So
point.
sometime tonight, are you staying till Bill Clinton's speech and all that stuff?
Yeah. Well, no, I'm not staying for that. I'm waiting for the final vote, the final gavel. Once the vote's been ratified and done, then I'm going to get.
All right. Well, so we are having a live stream to communicate with the demonstrators across the street. I'm doing that as soon as the roll call is done. So if you would join us for that,
Absolutely.
and as soon as that's over, we'll do this.
Absolutely.
Good. All right. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Stick around. I'm going to get your contact information.
Sorry to hear what happened to you, by the way.
All right.
That is
Part 2
absolutely
coming up
ridiculous.
soon.